What's the jar of goodies there?
Hey, wait, you'll see.
Oh,
We got a gift.
finally?
Finally. It took us
Okay, Tyler, you gonna
42
start?
episodes, but we got one. Finally. Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Slightly Serious Sign podcast. This is episode 42. This one is sponsored by Laminacore because, like we just were saying, after 42 episodes, that's not true because Nakusa sent us gifts too, but we've only received 2 gifts in 42 episodes. So
Wow.
another 42.
We had
maybe.
some other stuff along the way, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here and there, hats here and there.
Yeah, but
Matthews.
small stuff.
Remember Calvin sent us something?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
We shot a deer in that hat.
That is true. Yeah. He sent us the GSG hat, so appreciate it.
Sponsor is Laminacore.
Yeah. They sent us these cups that you can see, hopefully on both cameras, actually. You can see them.
And
This
hats.
hat. And then they sent us something else. But
No, well, we had to do something because it's Don Long, right? Like, how do you commemorate Don Long? And the only thing I could think of was head-sized jar of nuts. So this is Don Long on the podcast with us. Head-sized jar of nuts.
That's his mannequin.
This is Don Long's mannequin. I couldn't think of what a better thing than a jar of nuts. So Don, welcome to the episode.
Yep. Appreciate you sending the stuff out.
Yeah, thanks.
He's our
Don.
number one listener by individual and by YouTube comments. So appreciate him.
And by text to find the YouTube channel.
Yes, that too. Yep. He wasn't the only one last week. It was weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, people struggled with the one
I
last
don't know.
week.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways.
Well, hold on. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
So, where were you?
Okay, so if you hear it in my voice, you might be like, oh, he must have been sick last week. That's why he was gone. No, that's the funny part. Completely healthy last week. Both my kids were sick, so I stayed home with them. Now I got to deal with it all week. So I took enough medication. Hopefully that will make it through this podcast. But if I start sneezing or looks like I'm crying, it's not that sad. Don't worry. It's just a normal day in the
Well,
life.
I mean, I had to do it with Domingo, and Domingo was still sick in here, and I still haven't got sick. But I guess it performed really well without you on it. So we were thinking whether we're going to bring you back or not.
Well, I just looked at the YouTube analytics from last week, and we were down like 35% on watch hours.
Yeah,
so
I think
you guys should have recorded longer. Must have been the problem, but
Well, we couldn't think of anything else to say. Like, we just had to wing it. Like, oh, we got to make
you
one.
didn't
Like,
have
what
any,
the?
the person that makes all the questions wasn't there. You guys were just
exactly.
You guys were just staring at each other. Rick,
Pretty
kept
much.
cutting out the dead space.
He kept rubbing my leg under the table and stuff.
It was weird. You guys were sitting right next to each other. There was just one camera. I thought that was a little weird, but whatever.
Well, we're trying to conserve electricity.
Yeah.
So today's episode, we're gonna go through some of the Q&A questions that we didn't answer on episode 25 when we did the live Q&A. Also, as a reminder that at episode 50, we'll do another Q&A. So send in your questions. We'll put the email up here, podcast or at wensco.com. Rick will find it again because I don't remember if it has an S or not. I should just
live.
Yes.
We're going live.
Live at episode 50. We're doing it live. Hopefully. We'll send a date. We'll put it up here.
Well, when is the date? When is the 50th? We should know when the date is.
We don't know. It's up here somewhere. So,
Monday,
so 40,
Monday,
I should probably mark that on my schedule, huh?
8 weeks from Monday.
Yeah.
8 weeks from the day you hear this episode.
Perfect.
So they'll know. Just do that math in your head. Second thing, 12 Days of Christmas starts the day this comes out. The next week?
Yeah.
The day it comes out, right? I don't have this wrong. December 9th, 12 Days of Christmas starts. We have 3 videos done so far. We should have most of them done by the time you guys hear this
3.
episode. And
Second one, I believe, is the best, but that's just me so far.
the second
No,
the second day is
Second
the
day
best.
video.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Day 1 is good. It's got a pretty good call out. And yeah, they should be good. They should
What's
be good.
day 1?
Day 1's one you
can't-
just saw.
I
You
can't-
just saw it.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
Can't.
Okay.
divulge.
And if you want to know what's going to be for sale and you just saw day 1, you're like, okay, there's 11 other products. There might be another episode with the 12 Days of Christmas. So
I have a
Oh,
question.
that's right.
Say you're going to cut your marketing budget in half. Do you only have 6 days of Christmas?
no, I have more, so I can hopefully sell more product.
I'm just wondering if
I don't know if you know this, but
I don't know.
relatively,
Have you seen our competitors?
Yeah, they got their marketing budget cut in half. They only got 6 days of Christmas this
They
year.
only have
yeah,
6
and they
days.
started it this week. It's 6 days of Christmas. Christmas is like 4 weeks away.
Well,
And it's a big. Did you see how big discounts, dude? Big discounts over there. 6%. Woo! On all non-UMRP products, which is most of the ones people are using anyways. So
Hey, they're trying, right? Let's be nice. They're trying, but yeah, maybe they're all off during Christmas. That's why I don't know.
Or maybe they cut the marketing.
I think
team?
their marketing budget got cut in half.
I think it might have.
They could have.
We should cut our marketing budget down to like
Good. I'm
one
out.
day.
I hope so too. No
Rick,
open
we're out.
houses. I'm just staying home.
So
We're going home.
Tyler's got to do it on
We're going
himself.
home. We're done. Last thing, episode 52 is going to be a special edition episode. Hopefully with Judy.
nighttime episode.
Yeah.
With Judy.
So the reason it's episode 52 is because there's 52 weeks in a year. So episode 52 will be one year of us doing this podcast. So we're 42 episodes in and we haven't missed a week. It's pretty impressive. We almost missed last week.
No, Domingo and I pulled it through. No problem.
No problem.
I was on vacation.
I had to call in reinforcements.
Yeah,
because
he was on vacation.
I have taken vacation all year. I thought, I'm going to take 3 days off. I had to work all 3 days because the first day, all of you were sick. All three hall boys were out sick. So I had to come in. The next day, like, hey, Rick's like, you got to do a podcast. I had to come in and do a podcast. And then I forget why I had to be here on Wednesday. I think we had a machine move or something. All 3 days of my vacation, I had to come to work.
Well, happy
Because
vacation.
of you guys.
Hey, you worked through. I worked through vacation.
Kids are always screwing me over. You
Christmas
don't work when
vacation.
you're at work.
That's why I don't. I do it on vacation.
A little backwards, but whatever. The last one. So we had goals for where we wanted the YouTube channel to be at the end of the year, and we are close to hitting it by the end of the year. So what I say is what I actually need is about double the views I got in November. So if you're listening to this episode, everyone that's listening just has to share it with one person. That's all you have to do, okay?
Share it.
And
subscribe.
And if you're a vendor, okay, and I see you at ISA or Print United and you say, hey, I really love your podcast, I'm going to check LinkedIn, okay? I'm going to see if you shared the link, and if you didn't, we're not talking about it ever again. You're not allowed back on the podcast. I'm just kidding, you are, because I need content, but please share the podcast, okay? So yeah, we might make it by the end of the year to the watch hours that we need. We're close.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we'll see. As well, end of 12 Days of Christmas goes
12 Days
well,
of Christmas goes viral again.
But we had it last year, so you have to,
want me to make
you have
another-
to beat it. You have to beat last year's number. So as long as 12 Days of Christmas does the same, then it will be a wash, but we'll find out.
Do you want me to do another rant video?
Yeah.
That got a
I
lot
need
of
that one
views.
for December.
Yeah,
But that
your
was
dad
on-
said that he wants to coordinate some videos, and I'm like, no, he's not on the team.
Yeah, he got
And he-
cut.
Yeah,
I'm cut from the team.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank goodness. I have enough to do during this season. This is a terrible season.
You know how many flags we had to overcome on our YouTube and LinkedIn channel for people not wearing shirts in our videos? It was getting out of control. It's getting out of control.
We're gonna have to have
I had to
that
keep- I had to
little
keep-
restriction thing saying this is not PG anymore.
Yeah, I said this is art, is what I kept telling
Can I
them.
wear my romper for one at least?
No, maybe. We'll see.
We'll
Stay
figure
tuned.
it out.
I,
Stay tuned.
the way they're smiling, it's not going to go good
We're
for
hoping
me.
we have a video planned, but we're not sure. We're working on some schedules with some other people that don't work at Wensco. You might know who they are. You've seen my previous videos, but we'll see. We're trying to figure it out. So,
Great.
last one. If you want to be on the podcast, if you are a vendor, a competitor, or a customer, any of those three, and you want to be on the podcast, reach out, because we'd love to have you on. So
Or if you're Joe Rogan, you can come on too.
yeah, if you're Joe Rogan, we'll clear up. Actually, we will actually go out to your studio. We won't even make you come out to ours. We're just that generous.
Perfect.
So
He's probably going to call.
he probably will. He's probably listens. So that's my whole intro. It's nice and short.
Yeah.
8 minutes. You guys are welcome.
Geez, 7:36 already.
Well, I didn't even start it when we started because I'm a little rusty. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. So anyways, we're going to go through some questions that people submitted from the last Q&A. Some funny ones, some serious ones, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So question number 1, what does your average day look like?
My average day?
We'll go through everyone, but you can go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I get up early. I'm an early guy because I don't stay up late. I start at the gym, then I come here, I usually come here, and then I read all my reports, which is substantial. I don't know. You guys probably get a lot too. 30, 40 reports. But
don't get that
the
many.
reality is your report's only as good as the person reading them. So I read my reports, then I check my email, and then I get started on my checklist, depending on which location I'm in, and then whatever issues come up. And then that's the rest of my day. Usually Domingo, I go talk to Domingo. I get tied up there, wondering why we're still working on the same project we were working on last month.
Takes
And
time.
then I make my rounds, talk to everybody, and then by that time it's ready to go home. But usually I go to the gym first on the way home. then I go home, and then I start my projects at home. And then I go to bed about 8. Maybe 8:30.
That was Vegas.
Vegas time.
All of them. Mark, Tony, and him. All of them.
I'm an early bird.
No, dude, it was earlier than that. We'd get home from dinner, which would be like 6:30, because you're going to dinner like right at 5. And they'd be like, all right, see you guys in the morning.
Really?
I don't like to stay up late. Very rarely do I stay up.
They never adjusted. They were still trying to stay on Eastern time zone. They were going to bed at 6:30, which is only 9:30 their time. So it was late for them.
Yeah, I don't stay up late. But I get up. I mean, yesterday I was out of the house at 3:45. Today I was out of the house by 3:30 in the morning.
You guys are crazy. Domingo, what's your average day look like?
Well, it depends on if I get good sleep. So if I get up at 3 a.m, then I start working, unfortunately. But I like to get up at 6. I get going, get here about 6:30, go through warranty stuff, all the warranty emails that people get out there that you're looking for a warranty. It's not spam.
You forgot about you have your breakfast sandwich.
Well, hold on. I do that.
That's later.
Yeah, that's later. I get those emails out, but I have a breakfast sandwich while I'm doing it. Got to have breakfast. Breakfast is key in the morning.
So if you get one that sounds a little angry, you were just before the breakfast sandwich.
That is true.
If you got a nice one, it was just after the breakfast
And then
sandwich.
I have to deal with Mike coming to my area. It's not really an office, but my area, and say, hey, did you get me to breakfast? It's like every time, it's like, I have a sandwich for you. No, I don't want it. It's like every single time. Why do you even come over here? Because you're going to pester me is what's happening. Now you just delayed everything that I had to work on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you still get out by 3.
I'm sorry. He's my boss.
You still get out by 3?
So then I have the to-do list like you do. We go over some of the things that are major decision-wise. Try to catch up on everything that's going on through emails. Projects like putting things together, like all those kits for the cabinet classes. Got rewinds. It's got to be done. I just got to do a lot of other things and through the day. And then I got to meet with you every now and then and kind of go over what we're got to do in marketing, videos, all that stuff.
It's the worst.
It's just a to do. And then all my projects get delayed. And Mike's like, why isn't this done? And then I give him the reasons why.
Way more important than yours. That's why.
Yeah. Well, but little by little, we knock out the to-do list.
Wait a minute.
But they're good decisions. Just take a little bit of time. But if we can make things happen for the customer, give a better product, better price, as well as more options, right? That's kind of what we're looking at. Takes a little bit of time, but we want to bring that value to you. That's what Wensco does.
Sometimes Domingo's got to bully him a little bit. We had to do that yesterday. So one of the 12 days of Christmas, the pricing might be really good.
I'm working on it. I'll have an answer today. Then it's lunchtime.
And then he eats a couple chili dogs and some fries.
Chili dogs are good.
And potatoes. You like the American fries?
I like the American fries versus French fries.
And then he always has dessert too. So he always has a pie.
There's a certain thing about that. That's my dad loved coconut pie, and he used to take me there to eat coconut pie. So he's not with us anymore.
So that's your deal?
That is my deal.
It's
at lunch. Pie. And then just I come back, and then I got to talk to marketing again.
Tyler, what are you going to do when I die to remember me? You going to not coconut pie. You going to just go eat chili dogs?
Nope.
Move rocks?
I'm eating the new Chinese place just every day.
Kimchi?
Oh, please, no. I'm going to scowl every time I eat it. It'll be pretty accurate, actually.
New Chinese place.
You know, that ain't right, Tyler. I got it. Ain't right.
I take it back. I'm eating kimchi. That's what I'm doing. It's a perfect one.
And then I take off. I try to get before the traffic leaves, 4 o'clock, go home, ride the bike, get back on emails to finish the day, and then I'm done. Go to bed. I usually try to go to bed right after the news just to see the weather, and 10:30, 11 o'clock latest, I'm in bed.
You guys go to bed early, too.
And do it all over again.
The next day.
Yeah, but you have kids. I used to have
so here's what my schedule looks like, okay? At about 1, if I'm lucky, I get up and I put one of my kids back to bed. 2:30, I get up, I put the other kid back to bed. 4 o'clock, I get up, I put the other kid back to bed again. 5:30, I wake up, one of my kids is in my bed. I don't even know how they got there.
I told you they're a menace.
And then at 7:15, I try and sneak out of bed, and then I end up just waking up my kids, and then I have to simultaneously get ready and get them everything they want, which is everything in the world by the second they get out of bed. I don't know whose kids they are because it takes me like 40 minutes to wake up in the morning. They wake up about they know what they want 2 seconds after their eyes open. I picked my kid out of bed this morning. He asked for cheese. I'm not kidding you. I don't think his eyes were even open yet. I picked him up out of bed and he said cheese. That was the first words that came out of his mouth. I said, dude, it is 6:30 in the morning. We're not having cheese right now. What is going on? So that's usually my morning.
Maybe he was dreaming.
Could be about cheese.
Cheeseburger. Man.
Cheeseburger. I used to run in the morning. I tried to run 3 miles every day, but since the last like 2 months, my kids are on this. Yeah, I got a big old bug. He's been there the whole time. He's hanging out. Oh, I got Domingo with him. Nice.
Oh, it's a stink bug.
I've been trying to run in the morning, but now my kids get up too early, so now I run at night. So that was my old schedule. And then I come to work sometime before noon, so nobody yells at me. But no, depends on the time of the year. So it was 75 nights this year, which is like a quarter of all the working days in the year. So if I'm here, I get here like 8-ish. It's a soft 8.
It's a soft 8.
Yeah, soft 8.
It's like Domingo's,
8 after 9.
It's like Domingo's leave time. He said 4.
Like 8 after 9. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I leave at 4.
Deny it.
4:30.
And then emails, checklist. It's totally different every day for me. I never have the same schedule here, depending on what we're doing. Like right now, the only thing we're doing basically is videos. So I came here. We'll do this podcast. We'll shoot videos, and that'll pretty much be my entire.
Well,
day
even when I said mine's based off if I'm here. I mean, I do almost the same thing, but I spent more time here this year than the last 4 years combined, probably.
Yeah.
Just because all the other branches now are up running good, like they're manageable now. So
yeah,
good. We opened 3 locations since COVID. Was rough on the travel schedule,
but yeah, most of my time is talking to like vendors as well as talking with Rick and Bonnie, obviously on my team. But it's a lot of vendor relations is probably 85% of my role. So now it's currently trying to get them scheduled to come out to be on the podcast. So I gave them a 2-week window. Like, hey, we're going to try and record in these 2 weeks. And one of them is this week and nobody wants to come on. And then next week I have like 7 people that are like, yeah, this week will work. You're like, oh, awesome. Let's get all of you on in the same week.
So we're going to say, I can't do Thursday though, the following week.
I haven't scheduled them for Thursday, so that's good. And we might not be able to do it Tuesday because we might have a video hopefully planned for Tuesday. So you guys don't know about it.
Great.
I don't know about it.
He's only available one day. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I know what you're talking about.
So, anyways,
great.
That's what the day is. So
it has to do with you.
It does. You might not be in it, but it does have to do with you. We'll see.
Yeah.
We haven't scripted it yet, so we'll see.
All
right. Anyways, thanks for whoever submitted that question. Hopefully that gives you an idea of that we do actually work besides doing this podcast. I mean, if you guys paid me enough, if I could get some sponsors for the podcast, I would just do this. I'd be like Joe Rogan, dude. I just show up, work out for 4 hours, do my podcast, and then go home. That's what I'm trying to do.
Such a dreamer.
Yep.
But when I say work out for 4 hours, mostly I'm sitting on my phone though. I'm taking a 30-minute workout and I'm doing it over the course of 4 hours. I get out of breath too easily. I got out of breath hanging lights yesterday for the Christmas lights. I had to keep my arms up for too long. I got tired. Anyways, next question.
Kids getting older. That's what happens when you get older.
They're old, not out of shape.
Yeah, you got like back issues.
Oh,
I just turned 30.
When I'm in the best shape of all of us and I'm 49 years old, we got a problem.
You get out of bed and you start hearing noises. Your bones start creaking and snapping. And
my legs start cramping up when I try and move. I know it's bad.
As my wife would say, did you have enough water today?
No, never. I had enough. As well, you can see I have 2 Red Bulls on here, so it's probably not a good sign.
Well, your heart's a muscle too. You got to work that till failure.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Stress it out.
You know, every every set till failure.
You should stress.
Your heart's a muscle too.
Every organ in your body. So that's what I'm trying to do. Next question was, what's the difference between good managers and bad managers?
Oh, that's wide open. That's a wide open question. And the reason being why I say that is because you could have a manager that micromanages, that wants to know everything that you're doing, And sometimes that style may work, but employees don't like that. Your fellow employees don't like that.
Yeah. And there's also a difference between delegation and neglect.
Yes.
So you have to be careful not to micromanage, but then you got to be careful not to over delegate too, where it's the point of neglect.
A lot of managers they have trust issues. And when they have trust issues, that is very tough to get things done properly. Because if you don't trust that person to get the job done, then you're going to be micromanaging. And that's going to cause tension issues, trust issues, those kind of things. So yes, you can have that, but you got to be kind of lenient. You know, if you give me a project and I get it done, then you know that you can trust me to have that project, right? But if you have an employee that you give that project to and it doesn't get done, and now it's affecting other departments, that's when it's an issue.
Yeah, I always say, like, I don't care what your process is if you're getting results, but if you're not getting results, then I care what your process is.
Right.
So but I'll let you. Kevin's knows really well. I'll let you get to the point of failure. Till you're like, Kevin's been in here with tears in his eyes, like, and I'm like, I've been waiting for you to come sit in here, like, let's fix it. But yeah, so you're right. There's a fine. You got to know where that line is in between those two, and there's a part where you just got to be. I don't know what the right word is. Above reproach, like you have to be. Where you can't yell at somebody for doing something that you're doing, right? Like.
Yeah, hey, by example.
You weren't on time, or you weren't here, you weren't working hard enough. You're not doing this.
Example.
You know, take that trash out, like that kind of stuff. So, I think for the most part, a good manager understands everybody. And for me, like the last couple of years, I've understood more. Like I've at least been more lenient, just because I went through all that. You know, first that little bit of cancer treatment, where it's like you don't know what that person next to you is going through. And that's when you really, I think, really take the next level, is when you really start to understand, like, these are people. These are not numbers. These are simply people.
Well, you want employees to, whoever you're managing, you want them to come to you. So if there's an issue or, hey, we could do something better, you want to listen. That's key to be a good manager, is listening.
Yep.
Listening to your employees to figure out what's the best processes. Because the processes that you've always done, maybe there's a better way of doing something. And saving time, money, those kind of things.
You never hear me say, well, that's the way we always did it. Like, that's not in my vocabulary, because, like, I always think there's a better way, and there's always something better. There's always like, okay, there's got to be something better than this. So,
yeah. I mean, even when we were doing the re-rolling, I was looking at the processes going, nope, this doesn't work. We got to do this. And then I showed Tate how to do it, and boom, he understands this is why we do it this way. This. It's all process.
All right, I got a question for it. Can I ask?
I have one.
Sure.
But I have one thing. One thing about being a manager. It's a story. Okay, and this is how you know when you have a good manager. So at a Burger King, can I say Burger King?
Yeah.
Okay, so Burger King, a customer goes to the register and orders a burger, but he tells the person that's taking the order, "Hey, I went in your bathroom. The bathroom's all messed up. I mean, somebody really needs to clean it." So what does the employee do? Goes to his manager, and says, "Hey, the bathroom's all messed up." What does the manager do?
Go clean it.
No, tells him, go clean it. So do you think that employee is going to bring up anything to him? That's bad management right there.
Yep.
So
I'm a person that you'll never see me get mad at what I would call it's regular employee. I don't know if that's the right thing, but like a server, someone that's working the counter, someone that's at the cash register, because like they're just working, right?
Yeah.
They're an hourly rate. But if you're a manager and you're screwing up, then that's where I'm like, I get after the management, because you signed up for it. You signed up to be in charge of this. You fix it. And I'm pretty hard on some managers, because like a lot of our issues, a lot of like even the fast food slowing down, all that stuff is management issues. There's just not enough quality people that know what management is. They think they know what it is because they saw it off YouTube or whatever. But my question for you, though, Domingo, is out of all your working years, who's been the best manager?
I only know one wrong answer.
I've actually had very good bosses, and bosses that allow you to work on your own, figure it out. But I would be able to go to my boss and say, look, I don't get this. Why Can you help me figure this one out? I don't have a problem doing that. And I think all the bosses that I've had are all like that. They were all very good bosses, lenient, understood, got the job done. I know you want me to say it, but
that's his Democrat.
I'm going to tell you right now.
There. That's your political response. That's political response.
No, my political response. Right now, they're all listening. I'm going to probably say Pete Overleeson. Pete Overleeson, you don't know him, but he was probably one of my favorite bosses of all time.
Nice. I had a lot of good mentors growing up too, like places that I went to, and I had bad ones too. Like I started with everybody remembers Golden Dragon. That was on Plainfield and 4 Mile. It was like the original Chinese restaurant. Yeah. So Taejon was the owner of that, and he took me under his wing right away. I was the only white guy that worked there, only white person that worked there. But he was really good at like just hard work and how you do it. And then from there, I went to Yesterdog. Everybody knows Yesterdog from Grand Rapids. And that was Bill Lewis. And man, he taught me a lot about like different environments. Like your environment changes how you manage the people. Like that's what I learned a lot. Like
the culture.
And he's the one that says people don't always do what you expect, but they will do what you inspect. Like he used to say it to me all the time. And quick funny story about him. This one of the, I think it was on my first week working there. And now that you guys know me pretty well, a lady comes back to the counter and she's like, this, she had bitten a hot dog, a chili dog. She goes, this doesn't taste right. And she had it facing, so like the bite side was facing her. He grabs it, turns it around, like on her bite side, bites it, and tastes pretty, blah, 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 blah. Good to me. And hands it back to her. So, but then I had, then I went, I had some good managers at Damon's restaurant. Like the owner was really good, but then I had some terrible, like I was at, I'll say at Craig's Cruisers, just terrible management, just terrible. Where they just like too much money, too out of touch.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I don't like. I don't like managers that are out of touch. I can't stand, like, if you don't know what's going on or you don't know how to do everybody's job that you're managing, man, it's not very good.
I think one of the key things I think of when I think of like the worst managers I had were people that 100% believe the customer was always right. Because what that always led to was you basically just being the lowest on the totem pole, basically. So it didn't matter what the customer did or said or how they treated you. They were always right. That was the worst, right? And I mean, we don't have that mentality here at Wensco. Like,
if you call and swear,
we love you guys, but if you're going to treat our employees poorly, like you're probably not going to be able to order again. So
yeah, we got a lead from, or someone sent us a lead from, I won't say the manufacturer because I don't want to get these guys in trouble. And he called and then he said we told him the wrong price. I went back and listened to that phone call, and I basically told that manufacturer's rep, don't let him call us. He treated our person terrible from the very start, and I don't need his business. And he's like, it could be a couple skids. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to call and treat our customer service that way. Like, it's just not. And same thing, they know if someone's calls and they're swearing at them, it's not their fault that, okay, we might have delivered something wrong. We might have done something wrong. Nobody did it on purpose. There's no reason to treat someone like that. I'll be the first person to call that customer. And another funnier story was there's a guy that was in just outside of Lansing, and he didn't know who I was in the company. He thought I was just a driver because I was on my way to Detroit. I dropped off some 200 housings when they went way up in price. He's like, and he starts swearing at me right away. And I'm like, stop, dude. I said, I'm just a driver. And I wasn't just a driver, but it's like, stop, dude. I'm just a driver. I don't control the price, even though I might have. And then he calms down for a minute, and then he starts going again. He starts swearing at me again, like he's still mad about the price, and he's swearing at me again. I said, and this time his boss came in, who's also swearing at me. I'm like, stop, guys. I'm just a driver. I just need a check. So he starts to write the check, starts swearing at me again. I said, all right, I'm going to put it this way. Neither one of you two are big enough to keep swearing at me. Might want to stop. And from that day on, guy's my best friend. When he comes to the counter, talks to me every time. Like, always looking for me, wants to talk to me. And it's just like, that was one of those things where like, no, we're not dealing with this. Like, if that had been my regular driver, no, I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah.
So
most people are fine, but there's some that they think that you
entitled.
owe them the world. Yep. Yeah. Which like, we're here to give you all the support you can get, but as long as it works both ways, right? Yeah. Like,
you got to be respectful of my staff.
Yeah. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Like, and I'll give you a couple chances, but there's times where like, no, I'm not giving you a chance. Like, that's it. So what else you got, Tyler?
Yeah, we're cruising through these questions. We're 2 in out of 14, and we're 30 minutes in.
Man, we
so
might get 2 episodes out of this bad boy. Next week might be an extension.
We'll be here a while.
Part B.
Let's skip through. Okay, so speaking of good managers and bad managers, what are you bad at?
Personally, what I'm bad at?
That's the whole question.
Okay, what I'm the worst person in the world at is building anything.
Yeah, this is accurate.
Like there's not one part of my brain that works for building. Like if I build a birdhouse, the birds are dying, without a doubt. Like I don't know. My mind doesn't work. Like build a deck. No, if I pull one board off, put another one on, I can do that. I can screw stuff together, but like
you won't be able to take them back out. They'll be stripped by the time they get in there.
To think that, even if I'm following directions, like trying to build like a wall, no, can't do it.
It's funny.
Like my play set, when I bought my play, you put yours together.
Yeah.
When I bought mine, we paid Uncle John to go put it together.
Yeah.
Or kids would have died. Like I'm a terrible builder.
I have no problem building stuff.
Oh, I can't.
I got it pretty much figured
Electrical
out now.
stuff. I'm like little Tony.
Well, I'll do electrical. I won't even turn the power off. I'll give it a shot.
Just turn the light switch off. Funny story is I was putting in I took out the light fixture in my old house. We were putting in a ceiling fan. So I took it out. So I have all the wires hanging down, and I did just that. I only flipped off the light switch, and I'm standing there. I have the ceiling fan. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have put in ceiling fans, but there's probably a good way to do it. And I don't know what that way is, right? I have it sitting on the top of the ladder. So it's as close I can, hoping to try and wire it, but you still have to kind of lift it a little because the wires aren't quite long enough. So I'm basically balanced on a ladder. I have a ceiling fan up there, and I'm trying to wire the light in. And so I have all the wires. I have the fan lights and the wires. And my wife, Riley, walks in the room, and the first thing she does is flip on the light switch. And I'm holding, I hear it, and I'm holding, luckily I'm holding like just the casing for the wires. And I just look at her, and she says, "Wow, that wasn't a very good idea, was it?" I said, "You are so," I would have fallen off that ladder in 2 seconds. Like I would have been gone. I was like, good night. So
it probably only hurt for, I mean, we used to test all our transformers before we sent them back to France until Brent and I got shocked hard. Like we were touching each other, and like we both almost went to the ground.
Yeah, that's a lot of power.
It was, and now we don't. Then we have to test them after that.
Yeah,
like if we'd have known that, we'd have shocked ourselves a year before that.
I had an old house, and
is that the like a homemade taser?
Yeah, it was. That was a rough one.
Yeah,
and I get that. Like, you know what? I don't know what they call it at the doctors, where they shock your nerves because of my muscle disorder. So like when they're like
shock therapy,
they do that thing and your arm shakes, and they're like, "Oh, this one's gonna be a little sharper." A little sharper? Did you see me do like that last time? What do you have? Me fall right out of the bed? And it's actually, you know who does it? It's Lynn's sister. That's
funny.
That's the person there.
That's cool. Domingo, what are you bad
at? Taking too much stuff and then trying to get it all done.
That's why.
Maybe it's just not getting enough done.
That's why my to-do list is so long.
I would probably say that would be my biggest thing, is that, you know, Mike will come to me and say, "Hey, can you do this?" It's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And it's like,
the answer is always yes.
Shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And then I go back and I told him this morning, "Here's what's going on, blah, 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 blah." And he's just like he wanted to leave because he's got so much stuff going on.
Get it done. I said, just get it done. He told me he's going to have acrylic done by the end of the week. It's not done.
There's a phone call.
He meant this week.
Oh.
Yeah. When he said this week, he actually meant the week that it gets done.
That was, remember we did that yearly checklist, and Corey said it'll be done by May.
Yeah.
And we thought he meant May 2022, but it was actually May 2024.
5 or
2025.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually,
now I know. Specify year.
I'm taking his strategy. I'm just saying.
So am I.
I'm giving a month, and then it's not done. They're like, "What are you doing?" I meant
the next month,
or the next one. I'm not specifying.
I don't know what month.
I just meant October. It's
some
October.
It'll come around again.
Yeah,
it'll come around again.
Yeah. You know, a broken clock's wrong twice. That's the mentality I'm going for here. I'm gonna get done in October.
A broken clock is right twice.
It's wrong a lot of times, I guess.
Yeah.
It's only right twice.
Yeah, it's only right.
All right, that's fair.
What are you at?
Remembering something if I don't write it down.
Is that why you're always on the phone going, hold on?
Yeah, I tell people, I'm not being rude. I'm going to write it down.
This is my kid's trait right here. So even like Tater's going to do that rollover install today. Like I have my normal rollover bag that we use for installs. I went and got my backup stuff because the chances are that bag ain't coming back. Like I was a 50-50 whether that bag's even going to come back from the install. So I'm like, I better give him my backup stuff because I plan on losing it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, if I don't write it down, it will not get done. Like you said, you do your checklist every morning. There's a reason I do the checklist, because if I don't, I'm going to show up the next morning and be like, what in the world was I doing? I mean, how many times have I walked in the demo room, got through that door and just been like, I have no idea why I'm in here.
Yep.
Walk right back to your desk.
But if you had a Franklin planner,
I have like that.
If I had a Franklin
I literally
planner,
write everything down.
it's exactly what you have, but you just don't have it.
How much is a Franklin planner?
I don't know. I haven't. It's been a while.
So say they're $40.
They're more than that.
So say they're
Probably $150.
Let's say they're 100, so I can do math easy here. If Franklin planners are $100, I'm like $5,200 into Franklin planners on a yearly basis. There's no way it makes it to the end of the week.
Yeah, mine. I have these notebooks. I have one every year, and I can go all the way back. I think I started it in 08, so I have every year from all the way back to 08 still, and dated. So I can look back 09 May and see what we looked at. So
helps you write it down
for sure.
Okay,
isn't that how? That's the story of GM. There's a salesman that went into GM, talked to the president, and he said, I have $1 million idea. And the guy listened. He said, write down your 10 things that you need to get done. Wrote them down. He goes, that's my plan. He's like, what? These are the things you got to get done. What's going to happen tomorrow? You got to get these things done. He goes, you know what? You're right. Here's your $1 million.
Yep.
It's cool. So the next question, so we made fun of Dave about whether or not he works or if he just golfs.
Yeah, Dave at Kendall.
Yep. So the question we had was, do you work during hunting season? Because the only thing I've seen is pictures of you in a tree stand.
So there's been a lot of years. I used to hunt a lot. And then there was a lot of years where I didn't get to hunt at all. This year, I spent some time in the woods. And it's been all right. I shot a deer. What night? What day is today? Friday? I think it's Friday. So what happened on this one?
Today's not Friday, by the way, just to specify.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Friday is when
So
he sent the
happened-
picture.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
He's working.
Yeah.
Doesn't he work 24/7?
Well, this was like
but he's hunting.
4 o'clock. Well, no, actually, we were off on Friday. It was the day after Thanksgiving.
You sent the picture, it was dark, so.
So no, when I sent this, so Max Snapchatted me a picture like he's hunting. So I Snapchat a picture that I'm hunting, and as I go to send it, I'm like, man, there's a deer in that picture, like because that's how much I'm paying attention when I'm hunting. I'm on my phone, and so I set it down. So I'm in, and it's my buddy Ted's dad, who's like almost like our dad, like me and Tater's dad and grandpa. Like he does everything with us. He died last year. I'm in his stand. He's a lefty, and he makes a little tight stand. He builds about as well as I do. So I'm like, Ted's like, how are you going to shoot it out of there? I'm like, I'm going to figure it out when it happens. So I take the window down, and I got my gun out the window, and I can't get my arm around the gun because it's against the next window because it's made to go shoot out the left side. And I finally, I'm thinking, am I just going to pull the trigger with my left hand and just hope I can hold on to the gun? And I'm shooting a rifle. It's 30-06. But in the meantime, I finally get out the window. I get on the deer. I never saw the antlers. But there's one deer in particular I'm hunting, and it's actually it's a big spike that I want bad. Like this guy, he has 13-inch spikes. I'm like, I want him. That's the only deer I want. I'm passing on every other deer. But I thought he'd been coming. So I'm like, it's got to be him. I pull out the window. When I shoot, my elbow busts out the side window. The whole side window blows right out because that's how close I was to it. And a few minutes later, I go out, and it's an 8-point. And I'm mad because it's not the deer I want. I do not want this 8-point. I want that dang spike. But I'll get him. I still got muzzleloader season in Michigan is also, my muzzleloader is a 30-06 muzzleloader.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You reload it really fast, apparently?
So in Michigan, in certain counties, you can use a rifle during muzzleloader season now. So it starts again on this coming Friday, December 6th. So I'm going to plan on getting them. But I also have a crossbow, but I can't get my crossbow to shoot out of that left-handed stand either. So
he started cheating this year. That's if you guys all just heard it here on the podcast.
I am legally handicapped.
Yeah.
That's mentally handicapped.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You beat me to it. That was a good joke.
Wait.
Well, I know you guys got to have a lot of hunting stories, but your brother really has a hunting story. For him to be hunting and being on casino app.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's hunting, all right.
Yeah.
But then he pulls a $10K win.
My brother won $10,000 sitting in a hunting blind.
Tater?
Casino.
I would have scared all the deer. Ah!
He said, I might have yelled.
Yeah. Your tater is one of the luckiest hunters known to me. Like,
Yeah.
there was a year he shot, I think he had already shot 2 bucks, which once again, plenty of tags. And we're like, okay, Tater, you have to push the deer because like, we're sick of you shooting the bucks. He's literally walking through. He calls me. I can see him. I'm talking to him on the phone. He said, hold on a second. Boom. Just got another one. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, we're on the phone. He's like, yeah, it just came up to me. I'm like, so.
He is lucky. It is true.
All right. Next
Questions.
Next question is, I lost it. This is more business related now. We're getting back to it.
Okay, let's get back to business.
Is your business seasonal? And if so, how do you deal with the slow seasons?
Our business is seasonal. We're slow in January, February, but that's usually about it because we're pretty diverse. We have electrical and vinyl, which makes us like, okay, we're busy during time changes.
Yep.
With electrical, and then we're busy during the summer, and then super hot summer's not busy as much with vinyl either because you don't have, unless you have the big shops that have air conditioning.
Yeah.
You slow down a little bit too. So we're not as seasonal as we would think. We're more like, obviously we had election years, it's ramps up.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we know about what months are going to be what months. And that's why I always say, like, when you staff up, like, you need to be a half a person heavy at all times. Like, so like if someone's on vacation, you have just enough.
Right.
If nobody's on vacation, you have one too many. So that way, if you have an issue, like what it was the day after, Monday would have been yesterday.
Yeah.
We literally used every van. We have extra vans. We used every van, every person available to make all the deliveries after the holiday. And come to find out, we had an extra vehicle up front too, which I forgot all about. But so yeah, you stay a half a guy heavy for the busy times, and then you'll have just enough during the slow times.
They needed all those guys because the Black Friday sales went so good. So that's why they were so busy.
Gotcha.
But they also have, like, there's projects to do all the time. In our warehouse, there's always projects to do. Like, right now, we're changing all the wood to metal. All the
shelving.
All the shelving
racks,
to metal.
yeah.
So in here and
That's
we
huge.
got the other branches done. But we have 2 more branches to do. So we're doing that.
I feel like when you said that, people are picturing that we have physically wooden racks that we're putting our pallets on. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the wood that goes on the metal racks
Yeah,
that holds
the old school stuff.
It doesn't even hold the skids in, actually, to be honest with you. They sit on the metal anyways. They're just like in case something was to fall, it would catch them.
So
But now we got to change
we
it
always
all,
have projects. That's what we do in the slow time. Just do projects.
And Domingo and I just make videos during the slow time.
We try.
Yeah.
Well, we come up with great ideas.
Yeah.
Or we try to come up with.
Yeah. Lots of opportunity. We come up with lots of opportunities. Lots of opportunities for videos. Yeah. I mean, we recorded a bunch of, like, we were way ahead of schedule on podcasts in like February and March because we're typically slower and there's not a lot of shows. And then as summer comes through, we're like, hey, we got to record one this week. Are you guys around? So yeah, that kind of helps for sure. So, let's see, we're already at 45, so we probably have like one left. Let's see. This is a good one. Do you feel like you have the infrastructure to double sales volume or triple or quadruple?
I don't know about double.
Right.
In certain locations, Grand Rapids, no chance we can double. We can't double in this building.
We can't even 10% employees in GR. Have you seen the parking lot?
Yeah, we're out of parking lot. We're out of parking. I mean, we've maxed out. The Grand Rapids branch is maxed out. But some of the other locations, yes, I could double some of the other locations and not bad an eye. The trucks aren't maxed out every day. But like here, like what was it? Wednesday, we had to run double. We had 2 delivery runs. We had to run double vans. They didn't fit in the vans.
Yeah.
And that's happening more and more at a lot of our locations. Like and it's not that we've gotten a lot better. Other people have gotten really crappy. Like some of our competitors have gotten really crappy.
Or there's less competitors than there was before.
And there's less competitors. So like,
Yeah,
so
very
we got
less.
some, like, we're starting to max out all our vans. We're starting to max out all our rounds, but we can't get busy. Like, we're set up to, if we grew 20% overnight, we wouldn't bat an eye. Like, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change a thing. If Grand Rapids grew 50%, no, we'd have to build a new building.
Yeah, we need a new build.
But we would still try it. You guarantee we'd still try it.
Oh yeah, we would. I've
So-
seen the barn when it gets, we don't coordinate on in terms of what days containers are coming in. You get all your containers relatively in the short span of time. And it takes you 5 hours just to get one skid out of there. You're just one at a time pulling them out, trying to figure out where it is. So we would try. Whether it would go well or not.
But as far as like management and sales staff, we could use a little more sales staff to get that busy. But management wise, I think we're set. I think we don't have to change much the management crew at all. It'd be overworking Jason and Rich, the two regionals, but like, I think we could do it.
Yeah. I think that's where we would struggle is, in terms of running the physical branches because you would essentially, the only thing you'd have to step up is delivery drivers once you got, if you got to 50%, right?
More runs.
Some of them, I mean, like some of our locations, we could do the 50% and still be fine, but here we'd have to hire more people and then.
And the reality is I'm a tried and true operations guy. Like operations aren't going to fail. Like we always figure out the operations side of it. Like I'm not strong in other parts, but like when it comes to like, if you ordered it today, you get it tomorrow. That's my strong point. Yeah. And I'll pull all the punches that we have to pull. Like I said, we'll put everybody on the road. We have to put on the road, including myself.
Yeah. Well, perfect. We have another 9 questions that are all marketing and sales related. So
Rick, do we keep going and split it up or what do we do? Stop?
Let's split it up.
All right.
So we're going to stop?
Hard stop.
Pause.
It's a hard stop. We'll do a part 2.
The part 2 will be coming next Monday.
Yeah, it could be. We could also split them up because I think I actually have someone for Monday now. So I've done it. Maybe he hasn't confirmed a time yet, but he did say he was available. So
all right,
you'll hear part 2. It'll be sales and marketing specific. Our intro might not be as long, but hopefully you guys found some of this funny and some of it useful. And we have another like 5 or 6 guests lined up, which will get us way through the end of the year into January. So you'll see some of those. I think some of them will be pretty good and useful for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Make sure to subscribe.
Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Please share the podcast, especially if you've made it this far. 50 minutes in, you're still listening. Pick your favorite episode, send it to somebody, and tell them to listen to all of them because I need them to listen to all of them. So
if you got a good hunting spot, give me a shout.
Yeah. And if you want to be on the podcast, reach out. Find me on LinkedIn.
Who cares about the podcast? Give me your hunting spots. Nobody cares about this podcast or this show.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully some of you care about the podcast. And we'll see you in the next episode.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
See ya.